guys. I'm Blossom.
And I am Dave. Welcome to the Rude Customers Podcast, an evening recorded edition of the Rude Customers Podcast. How are you doing tonight, Blossom?
Well, I feel very dizzy. I feel really all over the place.
Fun time to record.
Yeah, it is. But not dizzy enough to record, though. If you are watching us on video, I got my hair done.
Looks good.
So I feel great about that. But I don't know. I just feel I have hyperthyroidism. So I feel all the things. And I'm also on Ozempic. So I feel all the things.
She's got a cocktail going on in there, and it's taking it to her tonight. But she's a trooper, and we push forward. And if you noticed, we have a special viewing audience tonight.
Oh, Ollie the cat?
Ollie is just in his high perch watching away. So, yeah, it's been a good day. It's a weird day. There's weird weather, body achy type weather. We got the storms that are just leaving, storms now that are coming in. The whole country's getting hit by weird weather right now.
I think you're missing your calling as a meteorologist.
Tonight,
I definitely
there'll be a 33% chance of precipitation right over the eastern horizon. Now, if you look to your left, no.
No, it definitely sounded for a second like I tuned into News Channel 12.
Yeah. I'm going to take that as a compliment. I'm going to go compliment route because I'm a positive-minded person.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they have apps for the weather.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They got apps for that.
But honestly, you know what? No, okay, I know I don't want to sit and talk about the weather, but for a second, no one has really challenged the weather people.
What do you mean?
You don't really see YouTubers or someone really devoting a lot of their time. You don't see the weather differently. You see people in suits or whatever. You don't see anyone coming out in a bunny outfit, or you don't see people coming out in two pieces, you know what I mean? You don't really, it hasn't been challenged. No one has really done it. Obviously there's probably been someone who's done everything, but you know what I mean? It's not really I think
it's a juice versus squeeze situation. I think there's probably been people who are like, oh, you know what we should do? We should have our weather segment in our show funny. And I'm sure that's happened. But I think you're right. There's not anyone who's a weather-related YouTuber who has at least gotten big with something unique in forecasting weather. Now, there are people who make funny comments about weather and stuff like that, but that's not really the same thing. And I think I know why there's no one challenging it.
Why?
Because why? You know what I mean? It's who's going to challenge all this? The Weather Channel's got this locked down for the past umpteenth million years. There's only 4 or 5 different ways of looking at the weather. Everyone's pretty much agreed on most ways. The weather is so hit or miss. It's hard to really predict. Most people are wrong anyway. It's hard.
No, I mean, you have your normal influencer copy whatever they just saw repeat what they just saw on their app or the Weather
so you're
Channel.
Wondering why people aren't just getting a green screen and doing a morning forecast.
Yeah,
that almost makes me want to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm yeah,
I got a green screen. I got a big green screen
that I'm so glad you took down.
Oh my god, that could be so funny.
So he had the green screen in back of the television, and it was the weirdest thing ever. I'm can you please take this down? And he did not want to take it down. Oh, I don't know where to put. What do you mean? The whole thing.
I didn't want to take the whole thing apart, man. That thing was well put together.
It took you 2 seconds to take it apart.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
it did. I can't deny it. Most of the times, it's just me not wanting to do something. It's really not a reason other than I didn't want to. It's right there. Leave it alone. Why do I have to do something right now?
Well, here is something you may want to do.
I love doing stuff when it comes to you. What's up?
Okay. We have this game. It's called Couples Table Topics. We are going to get into talking about rude customers, but we thought we'd spice it up a little bit because it is a Friday night.
It's Friday night.
And we're, here chilling, relaxing.
It's a vibey type of night.
Getting dizzy.
Getting a little dizzy.
And we thought we'd just have some fun. So here are some... Okay, there we go.
We love these. These are something that we like to just periodically ask each other, have a little fun if maybe the conversation's getting light or something like that. It's always a little fun.
Yeah, so yesterday we pulled some positive quotes and motivational quotes, and today
we do today too, right?
Hmm?
We got to give them their motivational quotes.
Okay, yeah, we'll give you your motivational quotes. I definitely was not gonna say that, but of course we'll do that. But today I wanted to spice things up, and we had these cards that I was like to Dave, it's called couples table topics, questions to start great conversations. And so I was like, Dave, when we're drinking or in the nighttime, we can sit and we can answer a few questions every night, so that way we can just spice things up a little bit. I don't
Just
know.
have a couple little extra conversations. I mean, we have pretty good conversation for the most part, but it is nice to have a little jump start into something that's not where we have to force a topic, like, oh, what show we're watching or something like that. These are just kind of worldly situational questions that vary all over the map, and it's been really good. I think it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it a lot. You want me to pull the first one?
Mm-hmm. The first one is the only
we
one.
only doing one?
Yes.
Okay, we're doing one.
Is that appropriate though?
Yeah, I mean, it can be. It depends on how you answer. I will answer it unfilthily, but you can if you wanted to answer it filthily, you could answer this filthily, but it's really not meant to be filthy.
If it's not meant to be, then
Okay.
we can.
All right. The question is, what fantasies would you like to fulfill? See how that can be. You can answer that filthy if you'd like to, folks. You see why I caveated?
No, let's choose another
Yeah.
card. This is a couples card, so obviously that was not meant to be a drawing book fantasy.
Well, this is actually, we've talked about this, so we'll run them down. And this is going to be a good one. Get ready. Get your pads and paper out. Ready? Here we go. What jobs did you have during your teenage years?
Okay, that's a good one. So I was a server. My first job was where ice cream makes the meal. Mini mozzarellas and dipping chicken too. Cheeseburger sliders and soda that is blue. Sundays we design. It's invented there for you.
What?
Where ice cream makes the meal.
Makes the meal?
I want to go to Friendly's.
Friendly's.
Yeah. Okay, so
Nice.
yeah, I was a server at Friendly's. Believe it or not, when I was young, my older sister, I wanted to do everything. My older sister, who's 6 years older than me, I wanted to do everything that she has done. And so ever since I was in 6th grade, I was like, when I get my first job when I'm 16, so my 12-year-old self was telling my 16-year-old self, like, hey, I want a job at Friendly's. That's all I dreamed about. I would see my sister come home with mad tips, like all the time. That's all I ever wanted in my life. I wanted a job at Friendly's, and sure enough, when I turned 16, I got the job at Friendly's. And then I worked for TJ Maxx a little bit, and then I worked for Kroger, Baskin Robbins, Caregiver, restaurants, Applebee's. Applebee's back to back from different franchise, movie theater, AMC. I mean, it's okay. That wasn't when I was a teenager, though. I would say it stops when I was a teenager. Kroger.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's a lot of jobs.
Yeah. What about you?
I started young. I started with helping people around the complex. I would do chores for the elderly in the complex for 50 cents a chore. But
50 cents? What were
50
you
cents a
born
chore.
in, like, the
This was-
50s?
These were old people. That was the rate for a 10-year-old.
50 cents?
50 cents a chore. I'd get like
Some
six, seven.
cheap old people.
Yeah, I'd get $5 out of a house out of a day if I was lucky. But I'd do like 5 houses. That was $25 a day for a friggin' 10-year-old in the summer. I was stacking and racking. But 12 years old, I got my first job at a pet store. This guy hired me to clean. This is a true story. Guy hired me to clean aquariums because I could fit in them. And I would get in the big aquariums and I would go clean them every day. That's what I would do. It was terrible.
Sounds fun.
It was not. Then I got into seasonal work. I love seasonal work. I was really into it.
You
in my
worked for
teenage
haunted houses, right?
Haunted houses, tree lots. The most money I've ever made on any job ever is working at Christmas tree lots. If I physically thought I could handle it, I would do it every year.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much money in working at a Christmas tree lot, but it is hard work. And this was in Vegas, where it's not even super cold. I still froze. It was crazy. And then in those same parking lots, I worked for both grocery stores that were there, Vaughn's and Albertsons. And then that took me right to the Army at 18 years old. I joined the military right out of high school. I graduated June 1st. I left for the Army July 9th, 2001.
Wow. 2001, I was in 3rd grade.
I'm old, yeah. I'm super old. But yeah, that
You're
was.
not that old.
I'm not that old. Hey, I'm making 40 look good. Can you believe I'm gonna be 41?
Oh, that's the enchiladas. It was my great idea for us to. We got enchiladas from Costco, but you
Costco?
have to put them into the oven for like an hour. It seems like, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be like an hour.
Yeah. Oh wait, what happened to the bell peppers?
There's still 2 left.
Did you leave them in the
They're
stove?
no, they're in the they're in the container. They were in the fridge.
You don't be like
They
no
were in
as
the
if you
fridge.
don't.
Well, like I wouldn't have left them in the stove and then like cooked them.
It wasn't until I came along to where after he was done with meals, he would just put them into the stove, not put them into the refrigerator like you're supposed to do, and like would eat it the next day. I'm like, ew. Now maybe a lot of people do that. Actually, a lot of people will put their pizzas into the oven instead of the fridge, but I'm just like, no.
Do
I
it
was
all food.
raised that after you're done eating your pizza, you put the pizzas in a Ziploc bag and then you put it into the refrigerator so that way like bacteria and stuff doesn't grow on it because of the air and stuff. Like, come
She's
on, like
right.
that's what
She's right.
I was raised
And
to do, especially meats.
We're
Like,
going
what?
to put our food in Ziploc bags and put them in the fridge from now on. We're going to make sure we do it because it is the right thing to do with them, and I don't mind doing that. I'm just lazy and I'm a caveman, and I like to just eat food with my hands, and I don't really care. Nom, nom, nom. However, I am 40, and one of those bacteria will kill me one day, so I'm going to be careful. We're going to go and we're going to wrap those things up and put them in the fridge. That scares me. That'd be a really bad way to go.
I think the oven was done preheating.
Would you like me to go put in the enchiladas?
Well, I mean, we can put it in afterwards, but
I
I
can put
think
it
it
in
would
right
be
now.
more ideal to put it in now. So while we're talking, the enchiladas are cooked in the oven. Guys, when I tell you I'm really dizzy,
Simple, yes.
I'm really
would have
dizzy.
sufficed.
Well, because you want to, like, I feel like you just wanted me to ask you again.
Yeah, you know what? A guy likes to know that he's wanted.
Okay, I just felt like you wanted me to be like, Dave, can you please do this for me, Dave? Can you please put it in the oven, Dave?
No, actually, I didn't. I wasn't even. I wasn't sure if we were doing it or not until after.
Man, guys, but today was definitely crazy. So last night, so I'm a caregiver. I work Saturdays and Sundays. So last night, the client patient who I work for, he calls me and he's like, Blossom, I need you. And he never tells you, and he's very vague for a reason. But he goes, Blossom, I need you tomorrow morning. And I was like, oh, I have an appointment. Little did he know it was a hair appointment. It wasn't actually like a work appointment. He assumed I had another case that I was working on. Anyways, I tell him, yeah, I can be there. I can only work with you for 2 hours. I can be there from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And so I get there, and it's all because, guys, he has a date tonight, right? So he wanted to be shaved. He wanted me to pick out his outfit, his pants, his shirt. He wanted me to pick out his cologne. He wanted me to pick out, we went grocery shopping together. Don't even get me started on grocery shopping together because we went to the ATM or we went to the bank.
Oh.
He takes out $5,000 and loses the $5,000 into the store. He had the $5,000 in one of those bank envelopes. Mind you, I saw the envelope really flip floppy, like about to be falling out of his coat. And I was like, should I say something? And I didn't because he doesn't really like to be told like what to do with his money and stuff. And granted, I'm his caretaker, but he's fine up here. It's something else. You know what I mean? It's a physical thing. So I regretted that, but then I'm like, damn, someone really did walk off with $5,000 at Stop and Shop today. Yeah, I was so annoyed about that. And he goes, oh, can you look under your car seat to see if it's there? I'm like, it's not there. You know why? Because we went into the store, you had the money. We came out of the store, you didn't.
Did you guys ask? Did you ask the store?
No, but because I figured, come on, who was bringing $5,000?
I'll tell you what, if one of the employees found it, they would have kept it. Or no, they wouldn't have kept it. They would have actually turned it in.
I don't think so.
It's on camera. They have to. With that much money, someone would have asked questions. I've had a situation like that before. I've seen it. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure. Wait, because you're told, like you that's $5,000. If someone finds it, like you guys definitely should call.
He treated it as a loss.
I think you should call them. I almost, can you tell? I'll call him. Give me a serious. I'm going to start
Dave
calling.
wants $5,000.
Well, no, I just think that this is preventable. I'll be like, hey, I was with my my boss earlier today. I'll call him. I'm going to be like, I was with my boss and his assistant earlier, and did by any chance somebody drop $5,000 in the store? It's the harm in asking.
And mind you, I go into the store, by the way. Here comes the rude. It wasn't a rude customer. It was rude employee. I was the customer. This, and I would mind you, so I'm coming in with the guy who I support work for. We have this shopping list. Oh, let me show you. I have the shopping list on the screen so you guys can get the full photo.
Nice.
Our image. Anyways, you guys will see it on the screen. And he goes, let's divide and conquer. You know, when in reality, I'm doing all the conquering because, you know, supporting him for a reason. And I go to the deli. He goes, I want a 1/4 pound of chicken breast. And I'm like, okay, well, there's some chicken breast that's here. It's already sliced. He goes, I want it freshly sliced. I'm like, okay, makes sense, you know. I go, and the guy behind the counter is like, oh, go over there. Like, so I walk 2 steps over, and I see no one. And finally a lady walks out, and she is like evil. Ooh. She is giving me evil stares, evil butcher? Everything. Yeah, very evil, right? Yeah, evil and butcher. Mind you, I don't exactly know. For all I know, she's being overworked. You know, for all I know, it's kind of reminded me of how you would have so much side work before you open that when you open, you're like, oh, please, like, what do you want? Because I still got to, you know, set up this, and this, and this, and this. So that's what it reminded me of. So it was very understanding. And it was like, okay, even though she's giving me an evil look, she's probably like really overworked. So I approach him like, excuse me, are you able to help me? With what? Can I get a 1/4 pound of chicken? What type of chicken? Just plain chicken? Oh, yeah, plain chicken. Anything else? No, that's it. And then she rolls her eyes and, like, you know, cuts it and then just stamps it over. And she puts on this other side, so I'm waiting for her. And then she's like, and she points to me and says it's over there and doesn't even tell me it's over there. And I'm like, thank you. And, you know, and I'm like, I'm trying to say anything nice to her so she knows that, like, I'm really appreciative that she took the time to do that for me. But yeah, so that was my little rude, well, not rude customer, but rude employee moment. Once again, she could have been overworked. Oh, speaking of rude employees too, we did get, thank you for responding, monkey username. Thank you for responding.
Yeah, funny name with a monkey in there.
Yeah, but when we mentioned going to the stores, I wasn't ever talking about, you know, seeing how, or at least maybe I didn't say this, but for me, the suggestion of going to the stores, like we mentioned in yesterday's episode, we asked you guys, we did a poll of, would you like us to go to, like, you know, Family Dollar or whatever, you know, venture off the stores, share how our experience is. I was kind of looking for rude customers, not the employees. Like, I'm never going to go into a store and look how they did a great job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that secret shopper. Yeah. No, I want to view, like, rude employees and how they carry on themselves. Feel me? So that's really my point of doing it, not for the actual. We
want the customers. Yeah. We want the people who are causing issues most of the time. We want to see what type of humanity is walking around these streets. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Because there seems to be a lot afoot at the Dollar Trees, Dollar
Maybe the
Generals.
name is Ashley. Maybe that's your name. Either way, thank you for interacting on the polls. And yeah, we really do appreciate it.
We really do. We love seeing you guys interact. We like seeing people respond. It's been really, it's been fun for us. A lot of fun for us. And we appreciate that you guys seem to enjoy listening to us ramble and talk to each other about our days and stuff. So sit back, relax, and continue forth. You know, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and all that good stuff too.
Yeah. And then today, do we have a video? No. But what we have is an article instead. Just because today we just want it to be a chill episode. It's Friday. Yeah. So on the screen, there's an article. I was about to say story, and it turned into article. There's an article. Article. There's an article of this lady. She's complaining on TikTok, and I've been noticing this a lot. A lot of these articles, they just make articles or stories on these TikTokers, and then when you go to the TikTok, it's like 2,000 likes
Yeah.
or like 10,000 views. It's not like, it's nothing huge, like it's noticeable, but you're like, oh, okay, now we're creating our stories from TikTokers. Got it. Anyways, or we are reporting on TikTokers. There
It's
we
just
go.
another level of journalism. It's think of the Inquirers, the National, all that type of stuff that you see at the tabloids. That's what we get to see. We get to see a lot of tabloid journalism on the lower levels of YouTube, especially YouTube, TikTok, all that. You're gonna see a lot of it.
And in this article, feel free to read it, but in this article, this girl or this lady, she ordered groceries from Walmart online. She's at the curbside and she's waiting to pick up her groceries, and she's already been waiting for an hour and 30 minutes.
Oof.
Yeah. So she finally decides, and it looks like she was on TikTok live. So she finally decides to get out of her vehicle and walks up, and she does state in the video, because there is a video, but she does state that one of the ladies were like, what is she doing? I'm paraphrasing, of course, but like, what is she doing up here? Like, you know what I mean? But the Walmart employees told her that they have been jammed. They're packed with orders. They are working on her order. So it's really up to her if she wants to wait or not. So of course she went back in her vehicle to wait, but she was receiving a lot of heat from the people watching her video because they were like, girl, just cancel the order, go inside and
Get your own stuff.
yeah. But here's the thing with that. I think what people are failing to realize is that when you're paying something on a card, it's not always going to be the case where it's going to go immediately back on your card. So for all we know, one, she's been waiting for an hour and 30 minutes. Who's to say she doesn't have any kids or whatever, or responsibilities, and how long it would take her to go inside and now get everything that she ordered. That's a whole nother story, right? But two, we don't know if she had enough funds to just in case she canceled her order and the money didn't come back on her card yet. Who's to say she had enough funds to then go purchase more groceries while she was waiting on her refund?
There's a lot of unknowns that you can't possibly tell why she would have made the decisions that she made. And honestly, at the end of the day, they're kind of irrelevant. And I'll tell you why. She paid for service. She sat out there, and she was not happy with the time that she had to wait. Now, I'm going to also say they're completely within their rights to be jam-packed. I mean, sometimes you are going to have these really packed times. And she did go in and talk to them, and the fact that they didn't give her an attitude or anything like that, they just let her know that we're super packed, and you can make your decision if you want to continue to wait or cancel your order. I think that's kind of the way it should go, and now this is the beautiful part, because she also decided to take it to social media before, and you're not always going to get the support that you think you're going to get.
Yeah.
You're going to get the differing opinions, but maybe don't go live on TikTok about stuff so quickly. Maybe, you've already been patient an hour and a half. I don't know. Maybe you don't have to go live about it.
And then she was like, as soon as she got out of her vehicle and then went back into her vehicle, then other people that were waiting in their cars, they started coming out asking the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She created a scene.
Yeah, that's very, like the other day I went to Valvoline and, I still did not get my oil changed. I've gone there like 3 times and it's been just so packed. I'm like, I don't have the patience for this today. So I always reverse the one down the street. I always reverse all the way out of there. I'm like, I'm out, So it's been 3 times since I've done that, and I really do need to get an oil change. Oh my God. I need to get an oil change really bad. So
Drop it off at the shop. I'll do it. Drop
No.
it. The Firestone can do it. Right. I have a Firestone right on the other side of the building.
No.
Okay.
It looks weird, that place.
They do good work. Jimmy brings his Cadillac there.
I don't know. I'm familiar with Valvoline. I'm not familiar with that establishment across the street.
Yeah, that's fair. Firestone, they're mostly known for tires, but they do everything.
I don't know. I really should be going to a Toyota dealership,
True.
but the problem is that even then they took forever. Like in the ones around here, it's not even that they took forever. It's that they told me that they close at 6 p.m. And then when I get there at 3, they're like, it's a Friday. Our guys leave early. So, and then I never went back because I just felt uncomfortable. It was Trump land. Sorry, I'm not meaning to
Oh,
get all
really?
political here, but yeah, they had a Trump sign. I was like, yeah, it was weird.
You don't want to buy your car. You don't want to get your car done at Trump land. Come on,
No,
it's
no
gonna be
Trump
huge.
2024
No,
signs.
my God.
Nah,
Like,
it was weird.
yeah, they're not gonna get
And then
political,
no, when
but
I
oh my
pulled up,
God.
I think I've shared this before, but this was the same place to where I pull up, right? And the guy goes, I pull up to the garage, but the garage didn't look like it was going to open, so I wasn't going to pull up anymore, even though the sign says pull up to the garage. But you know, when you're kind of unsure, you're like, I don't want to pull up even more because what if I just hit this garage door? So I get out of the car, and the guy goes, ma'am, you just got to pull up to the garage. So I pull up more, the garage door opens, and then finally he attends to me. He goes, ma'am, what did we learn? What did we learn, ma'am? I don't know. Come on. What did we learn? I'm like, shut up.
He really talked to you like that?
Yeah, it was very, it was
That's
so
incredibly condescending.
Yeah, what did we learn? Come on. Like, it was so annoying. It was very
Like, why
rude.
would he do that? That's really rude.
It was really rude, and I hated that. I hated him so much. I really did not like him. I'm so glad I did not get my oil change there.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And I'm like, oh, this is how many miles I have on the car. He goes, oh, no, that's not it. And it was it. It was
Of
like,
course
it was.
This guy was just a know-it-all.
Yeah, it was very annoying.
jerk.
So, and then after I saw the Trump 2024
Like,
sign, and when they
makes
told
sense.
me,
You're like, that makes sense.
well, no, and then when they told me that their guys left for the day and I can come back tomorrow, I was like, okay,
Would have been like, you can't make my car great again.
no,
That's what I always said.
no.
You know, funnily enough, it's funny that you brought that up. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Biden's in the state today.
Well, anyways, I thought after we read our inspirational quotes
That's we
for
need 'em.
today, the next topic would be, or we're going to dive into what's going to be like our best and our worst manager experiences.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
But first, let's read or pick one of these cards here. And this is from, if you were tuning in yesterday, this was from this. Well, this is in wrong. Okay. Well, anyways, just know this is. I was trying to read exactly what this brand of inspirational cards were called, but everything is everywhere because I spilled it yesterday on the ground. So I don't know what it's called anymore.
Is it?
I don't know.
Well, these are two. Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on. Hold on.
These are great because you really do need a little bit of inspiration and motivation in your life. Now, some of them are kind of redundant, but that's just because motivation is kind of redundant. It is about the constant keeping yourself going, and a lot of it is the same isms over and over. But that is kind of the wonder of it. I've luckily enough, I got into that. I got motivated a few years back after having a rough go. So you need this. You need to be able to keep that motivation tank as full as humanly possible. You want me to read mine?
Oh, sure.
No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted.
I guess.
But if you're going to do a small act of kindness, why not do a larger act of kindness?
These cards are weak.
These weak cards. You're a weak
The other
card.
one is, I don't know where the other one is, but that one's better.
This one's kind of like the same one that you didn't like yesterday. Listen to this one. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. Brian Tracy. That's very redundant, Brian Tracy. You're not motivating me, Mr. Tracy.
No, I know. But you don't know what the world. What if I get locked up tomorrow? Like, am I supposed to deal with that?
Yeah,
I
right.
have everything in the power to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, what exactly?
Don't let the iron bars get to you now. That iron cage is nothing like the iron cage of your
Oh,
mind.
guys, I got pulled over again today.
She did.
I did.
Oh wait. Oh God. Can I be that guy? Can I be the mechanic real quick? And what did we learn?
Oh my gosh.
No. So you and did you deal with this one differently than you dealt with last time?
I did because, I mean, it was for the same somewhat situation with the stop sign. To be fair, the stop sign, it's kind of like it's on a highway. So you're kind of, yes, you're at the stop sign, but you're waiting to look at the other cars. And when you go and you see that, oh my gosh, before there's a flood of cars about to come, so make your turn now before all those cars come on the highway, you just make it. And so I didn't stop. I knew I didn't stop. And so the guy pulls me over. He goes, "Are you going to work?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay." This was like at 6, almost at 7 in the morning. He goes, "Where are you working?" He pulled me right outside of the client's house. I was like, right there.
Like
he's like
right
right there. I was like, yeah, right there. He's like, "I'm not gonna give you a ticket. I'm just gonna give you a warning." But I didn't say anything. When he opened up, it was like, "Oh, you made no attempt to stop."
He used the same
same exact the same thing. You made no attempt to stop. And I didn't. I really didn't.
This time she couldn't contest it. She was like, "No,
I didn't.
I really didn't. I was trying to make that one. Sorry. I'm sorry. You got me."
He was waiting for me though to argue, like to.
All cops are at this point.
He was waiting for me to say, "I did make that stop so he can give me a ticket," but he.
Oh, I think he was looking for you to. I mean, if he wanted to give you a ticket, he was looking for you to contest it. I'm telling you, most of these cops just want you to be admit the guilt.
No, let's not say most of them.
Well, I'd like, okay, idealistically, I'd like to think most of them, but you're probably right. It's more than likely 50-50 at best.
Mm-hmm.
At best, it's a coin flip. But training, it'll get better. Training.
Yeah, he was waiting for me, but he was a nice cop, but he was waiting for me to be like, "No, sir." He was waiting for me to say anything, and I didn't say. And I also was crying too, though. And I was
cried?
But not because of him. I was listening to music, and it made me cry.
What music?
So, no, because you ruin it for me all the time when it comes to the music that I like. So, you ruin it. This specific song you ruined, you tried to ruin. It was like, "Oh, I think another person came out exactly with a song just like that." And I was like, "You know what? Screw you." Yeah, so you don't get to know the song anymore. Yeah.
I did this one time where I thought the song sounded similar to something else that I heard, and I was wrong. I think I was wrong on the ears.
No. But okay, so I go, guys. Okay, because I feel like I come off as mean a lot
Sometimes
when I edit these videos. I feel like I'm like, oh, they don't understand. So I tell him, I play the song, and I tell him, I'm like, I really love this song. I can picture this song being in like a theme song. Like, I love this song so much. Like, I love it. And his first thing that comes out of his mouth, "Oh, I think someone else did something similar to this around it." I'm like, stop ruining my this is my song.
Now, I don't think I said it exactly that way.
Okay, but that's the first thing that came out of this dude's mouth.
I think I said it reminded me of another song.
It was the first. It wasn't.
But I wasn't.
Oh,
sure.
I love. No. The first thing that came out of his mouth was like to tell me that, well, just so you know, around this time, someone else, Pink, came out with a song similar, and it sounds just like Pink.
I said it sounds just like Pink, and I said I think that they were inside. That's what I said.
That's the first thing you said.
But I did not say it with any meanness in my voice. I said
it's not about it's the tone. It's about it was like the first thing.
All I said was, and you're right. I will give you this. It probably shouldn't have been the first thing that I said.
I was loving this song. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this."
Why? I don't know why that would ruin it.
It just took. It's kind of like showing someone your. It's kind of like showing someone your face. That's why I'm afraid to watch Twilight with him, because I'm afraid that you were just going to trash the movie so much.
I did not know that the song meant that much to her. She told me she liked the song. I did not know the song was that meaningful. Did not know. I would not have done that. Now, too. I historically have made fun of Twilight. Never seen Twilight. She won't give me a chance. I want to watch it with her. I don't want you to
ruin. Like,
I'm not going to ruin it. I promise you, I will.
I know the first movie's blue. I don't need commentary on how the movie's blue.
I'm not going to be. I'm going to try to enjoy it. I want to go in with an open mind and watch the movie. And she won't believe me. I'm not even going to make jokes. I want to give it a
character to make jokes.
But I'm not gonna. I can hold myself. I can behave.
But I don't want you to not be yourself. Let's just not watch it.
No,
together.
because I feel we miss out on experiences when we do that. You shouldn't be afraid to watch something because of my reactions. I don't want to ruin stuff for you. So I want to at least show you that I will not ruin something for you. I would like to watch Twilight with you, and I haven't seen it. If I had seen it, okay. But I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll like it. I don't know. Sparkly vampires might be for me. I have no clue.
That's another thing. I have legitimate reasons to why I don't watch specific things, because then you're like, I just can't get the sparkly vampires. I just can't, like,
But other sparkly vampires I accepted. I accepted the sparkly vampires on Vampire Diaries. I love the sparkly vampires on the originals. There's plenty of sparkly vampires I can take.
I haven't heard you talk anything positive about
I haven't
Twilight.
seen it. Hey, how can I speak anything positive?
So how could you speak anything negative if you
Because
haven't
it's
seen it?
funny. It's funny. And the actors, they're hilarious. Just the actors themselves. Some of them going on to really meme themselves in hardcore ways. Other ones had hair that looked like it was just perpetually dirty and stuck in place. There was great things. Oh my God. And now Pattinson's Battison. I love it. There's great things. He's Batman. There's all kinds of good stuff that's happening. So, no, I want to watch it. It's because it's fun to make fun of things like that, especially when that's part of your whole thing, making jokes and stuff and having Twilight was it's low hanging fruit. It's fun. It's fun to riff on, especially when you haven't seen it. Oh my God, it's like a victimless crime, like punching someone in the dark. Mm-hmm. That's a Simpsons quote, by the way.
Yeah, because I would have gotten that reference.
She's like, punch someone in the dark.
Anyways, I'm going to read my card now.
Please read your quote.
I have two. Okay, so this one I don't like, but the other one I do like.
Okay.
This one is cherish yesterday, dream tomorrow, live like crazy today.
Oh, yeah, I could tell you definitely would hate that one. It says nothing.
Yeah. And then this one I love. How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives.
That's a better version of the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's literally a well worded version of the other one.
Yep.
By the way, we have
sure
2 minutes
is.
of recording left. You might want to.
Oh. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We had to take a little break. I mean, I guess if you're listening, you wouldn't have ever known that we took a break.
You were
Can you
oblivious.
see us?
We can see.
Okay,
I can
cool.
see us just fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we took. I know you guys hear that.
That guy wasn't loved enough as a child.
It's the same one. I swear, it's the same one. Like, the guy lives in the area. It's the same sound.
He needs attention.
It sounds like a dirt bike.
He needs a little attention. Look at him. Mama didn't love me. Can you hear me now, Mama? That's what that is.
Guys, okay, so to close us out, we are going to share our worst and best experience, memory, or story with a manager.
Man, oh, good
You only
Lord.
get two. You only choose one.
So I think probably my least favorite one was actually, it was the manager at the Vons that I worked at, the deli manager to be specific.
Is this a bad experience?
This is bad.
Oh, what happened?
This was bad. So it's weird. Okay, so there's a little bit of weirdness to it because I was 16 and I think she was like 19 and she was a deli manager, and to put it lightly, she was pressing up on me. She was
PG.
Pressing up is fine.
Okay.
She was interested in possibly dating me.
Okay.
And I did not have interest because I was with somebody at the time, 16, Studley Dudley, and I said no. And she treated me differently the very next day. I mean, like, just obstinate, would not help me with anything. She was constantly, like, I felt like she was sabotaging things in the area. She was, like, cutting open meat and stuff and letting it drip on the floor. I'd have to constantly come over and clean stuff up. Yeah. And the worst part, though, was any type of customer issue, she wouldn't call a manager. She would call me. She'd ask for a clerk, and she'd know the first clerk that would be coming would be me. And I said it was just the worst. It was
so retaliation.
It was, and I was so young. I didn't even, and you don't really expect that. It's not something you'd expect to have happen, especially as like a 16-year-old. I didn't. I felt very, very freaked out by the whole thing. I had friends that had to tell me what was going on, because I had no clue. I was oblivious to it. I didn't even put two and two together with it. I was like, okay, why? And so that was bad.
Did you ever tell a manager?
No, I ended up just leaving. I went across the street. I ended up
What?
leaving. I quit and I went across the street to Vaughn's. Yep.
I thought this happened at Vaughn's.
No, this was Albertsons. If I said Vaughn's, no, that was Albertsons. Albertsons, then I went across the street to Vaughn's. They were right across the street from each other. It was my favorite thing in the world. Because Albertsons was kicking my ass. I didn't like it anyway. And then after I had the falling out with her, I was like, deuces, I'm going across the street. Because my buddy worked there. Walked right in. It was great. And I worked there for almost 6-7 months. And I got in a fight with the manager there. Almost a physical fight. And I had to quit. But I didn't get fired. I quit before he could fire me, boy. I was like, you ain't going to fire me. I quit this shit.
Oh my God.
I quit so quick. And then that was really funny because his name was Frank. He goes, do you want, he goes, I need you to come back in 3 days and sign the paper. I go, no, go get that paper now. I ain't leaving until you get that paper. Go get that paper. I'm signing it right now. He goes, you don't want it? I ain't thinking nothing. Go get me the paper. And he got me that paper and I signed it. I quit that day.
So how did it feel to have no money then after that?
Oh, I went to the Army like a month later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was quitting anyway. So that wasn't too bad.
How did it feel to be broke for a month?
I wasn't. I was stacking and racking at that time. I was still I still had money from Christmas.
Okay.
My Christmas tree. I was pretty good with my money when I was a kid.
Okay, good.
My mom was always. I had to be good with my money because my mom was always taking it.
Oh.
So I had to be very sneaky with my money. I had to put stuff away. I couldn't let her know that I had money.
My mom was the opposite.
Oh.
My mom was the complete opposite.
All the stories I could tell you. You're very lucky because you have a really good foundation with money because of that. I am getting better, but I don't have a great foundation with money because of what my mom did. I mean, like, my mom made me feel like I wasn't entitled to any of my money. My communion money, she stole while I was at work because my first communion money, $700, she took out of my casino bank that I had. I came home. She didn't even put the freaking back of the thing back. I had this poker machine. She didn't even she took the back off and just ripped the money out. She didn't even put the back on. She left the change in the singles just laying there like they were nothing. It's terrible. And then she did that forever. Any money that I had, so I always had to squirrel stuff away because I always worked. I hated being home. I always wanted to be out of the house. So,
what was a good experience with the manager?
So I get a lot of really good experiences with managers. I'm just gonna pick one at random because I get a lot of them. As I talk to people, I do talk to managers quite often. I've had good ones with you where we've had to complain about things, and I've talked to managers and things have worked out as well as it could have. The hotel is a good example of that when we've had to change.
Okay, I guess I didn't even really think about it. I guess I was thinking about who have you worked for that you had a good experience with working with, but that's not what the question really asked. So okay.
Yeah, no, it's to answer the first original question, since that was the intent, and since I already answered it that way on the other end, I'll go to my Army days. I've had some incredible management, incredible managers in the military, structured a little bit differently. So I had a platoon sergeant who really helped shape my entire life. You know, he really did. He helped me figure things out. He helped me really see things for what they were and not for what I wanted them to be. He was my first NCO in the military. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a twist that no one's expecting coming, but his name was John Russell. And I'm not saying anything else other than he ended up not being a very good person. He ended up being a murderer.
Oh, that's right.
Which is a really crazy twist. But I got to be honest, that guy, before he went crazy, he was my first NCO in the military. This is 100% true. Baumholder, Germany, my first NCO in the military. I walked in days before my 19th birthday, and he really helped me big dude from Texas, really helped me figure stuff out. He helped me keep my mind grounded because I knew we were going to be going to Iraq soon. I was dealing with a lot of things that a 19-year-old really shouldn't have been at the time. So there's just a lot of crazy stuff. And he helped me get through a lot of it. And then he murdered 5 people.
All right, moving on. Moving on. So my favorite manager experience would have to be... Did I have a favorite manager? Did I ever? You've
had some interesting manager co-worker, even with you being a manager. You've had some interesting interactions.
Like what?
Well, I just think of like friendships and stuff that have come from work stuff.
Friendships has come from work stuff.
Like Lauren.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess. Okay, so yeah.
That could be a bad or a good one,
Yeah,
really.
it really. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna use her as a bad and a good.
Okay.
To cheat, but so my friend who was when I first met her, she wasn't my friend. Now we're very close. Everything's great. We're amazing. Yada yada. But when I started working at this establishment, she was a supervisor. She was my supervisor. And just a lot of people didn't like her. She was mean. I mean, that's just what it was. And then one day, Cinco de Mayo weekend, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm literally about to punch this girl in the face. I'm about to punch her. And I was very close to it. Because I had heard her and the general manager talking about me. And so in the ice bucket machine room, and I was like, this bee, like I can't stand her. Like I really couldn't stand her. And then, I was like, you know what? I think because I'm in this environment, I feel as if I'm letting even what other people's opinions about this person, influence how I'm also thinking about this person. And I was like, this person cannot be that bad. She just cannot be that bad. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? And I also wanted to make some friends. I haven't met friends in a while. So I was like, okay. I said to her and another girl, I was like, hey, what are you guys doing Cinco de Mayo weekend? Do you guys want to hang out? Do you want to chill? Let's grab some drinks or whatever. And I was so scared to say it because the supervisor I really didn't like, and I knew she probably didn't like me. So I was like, it's going to be a no. And it was a yeah. Like, yeah, sure. So, and ever since that day, we've been friends since. So, yeah, I've traveled with her to London twice this year and Greece. And yeah.
I love that you count the second London as
I do
London.
count
They
the
went to the airport.
Okay, but if you see a Harry Potter store, you can count you're in London.
It's
when
fair.
you see a bunch of London, but here's the thing too, though. I count it also because at this airport, we had to go through customs to a whole nother building again.
True.
Or you could walk out to the street on your way to, we were in.
You were in London.
Yeah,
That's
like
fair.
all we had to do was walk out of the street, and we were there. So
And
it didn't
you also
matter
went to
anyways.
Ireland with her too.
Yes, I've gone to Ireland with her. I feel like I went where did I go last year?
Ireland, Greece, London twice.
I guess that's it then.
Yeah. Did you do anything before Ireland?
No. Ireland was the first.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I'm missing a trip, but it's fine.
It'll come
Anyways.
to you.
Anyways, we're really close. So that's the good part of it is that we're obviously none of us work at that establishment anymore, but we're very close. And it was really bad when it was really bad, and it's good when it's good. So
yeah, it's good. I mean, and it's just funny how life can work out that way. And to quote the greatest of all time, Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
that is true. And I know this was definitely a different episode tonight.
I like
today. But this really was just like a chill Friday.
Yeah.
This really was like, I definitely want to keep our promises of showing up and being here and talking about rude customers. There was this story that I really wanted to share today, but I just did not have the energy to. But I'll give you like a little snippet, and then we'll talk about it on the next episode. And I'm going to remember to do that because I feel like I keep saying, we'll talk about it on the next episode.
Monday, this is what you're going to get. Here's a little sneak preview for your Monday episode here, folks.
So Monday,
get ready.
We have a customer who buys a car online and never gets the car. It's pretty, it's not funny, but it's funny.
So they said Carvana.
Oh gosh, you're so corny.
Come on, that was
Carvana.
good. That was good. Yeah, Carvana.
But I really wanted to talk about that today because I thought I saw like the news report on it, and I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. But anyway, so we're gonna definitely talk about that on Monday. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
And I think the poll today is gonna be, what is your worst and your best manager experience?
Yes.
Yeah. But any last words?
As always, thank you guys for being here, hanging out with us, having a little bit of fun. This is one of my, actually, I got to say, this is one of my favorite personal shows that we've done, just because the vibe is different. And the reality is, we had a packed day. It was a really crazy day, really crazy night, but we found a way to get it done, and I think everybody had a little bit of fun. So
Yeah, I did.
have a great night, everybody. Appreciate you so much. Drop that like, support as always, and if you need anything, look around and ask your favorite server.
All right. Bye, guys.